Okay, so let's see how this can work. Which one should I start on? I think I'm gonna just start on my main. This one. This is the first tune I've ever made, and as you usually have to choose one to do your crafting on, because, as I'll explain, the pages you learn styles with, their motifs in particular. If you learn one on one tune and then another one on the other tune, it's not shared when you try to craft. It is shared when you try to use an outfit station and style the clothing overlaying what you're wearing. That is across all tunes, but when you try to be a crafter and you have to learn how to make them, actually, you want to choose one tune to learn all those pages on. Otherwise, and I made this mistake in the beginning, half of my stuff was on one tune, and then the other tune had some other ones, and I didn't know that I had to either learn all of them on one or the other, which is time consuming and can get pricey. But I digress. This is my main. Alright, so I'm going to really quickly show how to look at the collections. You either click U or go to this tab right here. First of all, the appearance is where all the really neat stuff you can use to decorate your characters with. I'm gonna go with my typical soul-shriven pirate look. But anyway, so this is the collections tab. But up here, you switch between a different sort of collections. Like here is your houses. Here, this is all the styles of clothing that you learn to make. Now when you learn them, they also are available to use at an outfit station. In which case I will show what the outfit station is. There's one in every city. I don't like to go through too many loading screens, so I'm just going to use the one that I got in my house, and everyone can get their own with RIT vouchers. In fact, I can send you one because I can get one with 30 RIT vouchers. It's not really difficult at all. Let's see, how many RIT vouchers do I got? Nice, okay. Well, okay, first of all, the transmute station, it serves as two functions. One is to take existing things you have and to switch to traits. The traits are a big part to play with how strong your character gets, and it's another thing that helps. This is the reason why you want to wear a set instead of random pieces, because the traits kind of work off of each other. I'll explain that further though. This tab here is how to reconstruct things you've already collected. As you can see, you go to each zone in the base game. These are called overland sets. These are ones that you acquire through questing, delves, bosses, so on and so forth. They are usually 3 sets, 1 per weight. This is a fixed set, so for example, this set right here, the Salvation set, it's only a medium set. You can't get a heavy or a light for it because it's overland. For this zone, Malabar Tor, the medium armor of that place is the Salvation. The light armor of that place is Spinners. So this is a light set for overland. The heavy will be the Thunder Carapace. These are all base game places. Infinite Archive. The DLC zones will have their own too. Every zone will have their own. I spent a lot of time in the Gold Coast. It's my favorite zone. And the set I use primarily is the Mori House set. It's a heavy set in the Minotaur style. The medium set is in the Order of the Hour style. Now, if you learn the style pages, you can craft all of the weights in that style. Like, if I learn the Minotaur style here, I can craft a light Minotaur set of some sort, but I can't craft this particular set. I would have to craft what is called crafted sets, which each zone has that too, and you can duplicate those for your house. So I'll go on to my station that's more complete. I'm just going to show an example of what a page looks like. This is what a motif page looks like. These purple ones are different from, say, these, which are style pages, but you can't craft in these golden ones. They're only cosmetic. You can only use them, collect them to use at what's called an outfit station. The outfit station was amazing because you no longer needed to actually have the look of the set. Like, for example, you're not stuck with what you're wearing. You can change it to the thing you want through learning these pages or the golden ones. But these pages here are unique because not only do you learn them to change them cosmetically, but they are the things you learn to craft in a style. So for example, if I wanted to craft something from the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast has 3 sets. Which one is there's Kavash Gladiator. So for example, if I wanted to craft Kavash Gladiator in heavy Minotaur, this is what it would look like. This is the style mat that chooses the style so you learn the motif, and then you can craft in that specific motif in all 3 weights, but only with the crafted sets, not the overland sets. So Mori House is out of the picture with this. But the Kavash Gladiator set, along with the rest of these, I can craft in both light, heavy, and medium. So I just crafted a heavy Minotaur style Kavash Gladiator, and now I can craft also the light as well as the medium. Back over here, no outfit, take off my costume so you can see what is going on here. So there's 3 different Kavash Gladiator sets in heavy, light, and medium. This is the unique part about crafting your own set. You can craft it any way. Overland sets, they are great. The only issue is, if you wanted to have a specific weight, you would have to just use the Overland's rings and weapons, which is what I have going on here, so I can have these other slots free. Now, this is what I wanted to show you at first, was the slots. So, all these slots are taken up by what you wear as far as sets. If you don't wear a full set, you don't get the full 5 bonuses. For example, if I just wear 4 of these, that fifth bonus, which is a big bonus, is missing. And that's primarily the function of why you don't want to have mismatched sets. That's the heavy look for the Minotaur style. Here's the light one. So the looks are not important for the function. The looks are important if you're like me and like to look good while fighting. But for you to be a crafter, you do have to know all these motifs, because the writs will ask you to craft in a certain style, for one. For two, the more of these things you know, the better reward drops and loot you'll get in the RNG. Basically, your RNG gets better the more of these type of things you learn, as well as furnishing plans, which I'll get to a bit later. But anyway, so this outfit station is separate from the actual crafting of the armor. It's using the same motifs to make it look like it, but you can look a certain way now with the certain motifs. For example, this is fortified brass. I crafted this. This is a craftable set. Mighty Chudan is a monster helm set. I just use one piece because each monster helm sets, if you go to the collections tab, this tab here is how you can look up every set that you can pick up, not craft. When you go to dungeons, that's how you look at which monster sets are available. Now I haven't collected the light shoulders, so it costs more to reconstruct it. Once you collect all these type of pieces to Overland or dungeon sets, the cost of reconstructing it goes down. For example, if I haven't completed one from Balstunar, this one, I'm still missing a lot of these weapons. Each one of these will cost 41 transmute crystals. But once I learn all of them, like Bedlam Vale, I have all these. I learned each one of them. Once you learn every piece to the set in a dungeon or overlay, like this place, it's 25 per item to reconstruct. To look up what helmets are available, you go to the dungeons or the DLC dungeons. And each dungeon has a monster helm set. Balstunar has one of my favorites, Roska's. Bedlam Vale, it is a good one too. The Blind, Black Drake. So this is where you go to read up on monster helm sets. Which ones are good for DPS? There's a lot, and honestly, DPS doesn't depend on just having a high damage per strike. It could be all kinds of things. It could be counterattack, Graven Deep. This one I would consider a DPS set, even though it proclamates from roll dodging. When you roll dodge, some little graphical spores come out and it starts doing havoc on enemies. Read the description. Now, if you only wear one of these two, either the shoulder or the helmet, you only get that number 1 bonus, adds 124 stamina recovery. The single bonuses are unique because there aren't none of these other type of sets give you a bonus from just wearing one piece. You get the first bonus from wearing 2 pieces. So it says two items adds 6/18 critical chance. You only get that first bonus by wearing 2 of any of these. Or if you have a 2-handed weapon, that counts as a 2 items, even though you're holding 1 item. You can't just hold one-handed one sword like this, the Mace in Mori House. I don't have that bonus available. But if I hold the mace and wear a necklace, now you see the highlighted adding the health. That's the first bonus by wearing 2 pieces. Then I wear 3 pieces. Now I got the 3rd bonus. The 4th piece, and now for the 5th piece. Now I have 5 pieces of Mori House. That will give me all the bonuses I need, which is my favorite thing ever, roll dodging like a bowling ball into your enemies and knocking them over. It's the only thing in the game that does that. But now there's a problem where I'm missing some on these slots. And my fortified brass is not giving me the rest of the bonuses. So this is what I'm supposed to do, is wear the rest of my fortified brass. So now I have 5 pieces of fortified brass, 5 of the Mori House, and 1 bonus from the 1 piece of Monster Helm. And since the shoulder is taken up by a Mori House, because the last slot I'm using a Mythic. Mythics are kind of the hype in the game. When they added them, people started really focusing on it. Not everyone uses it still. Especially in PvP though, people will use more mythics. Back to the collections tab. You can find the mythics by going down to miscellaneous. The miscellaneous has all your antiquities related sets. The one I specialize in, the one I'm absolutely in love with. Oh, did I put it away? Glorious undead pirate. I must have put my open soul ring in the bank. There we go. And I should get my boots out because I need that too. Oh shoot. My other tune has the shoulder piece to that. Alright, anyway. So you can't wear 2 mythics at once. See, I'm trying to click on Open Soul. It says I'm already wearing this thing, the Mad God shoes. I take the Mad God shoes off, replace it with a fortified brass. Now I have 6 fortified brass, which means one of them is taking up a slot uselessly. I take away that ring so I can put Open Soul on. Now I'm using the traditional, down the back bar. This thing cuts off your ability to switch bars, but it gives you so many bonuses that it still to this day is kind of the king of mythics. It can be debatable too. Anyway, this just gives you an idea of what you want to go for as far as not mix matching or not wearing more than 5 pieces in a set. Like for example, I could accidentally wear fortified brass and now I have 6 fortified brass on, but you're not getting any other bonuses for the 6th piece. In other words, that 6th piece you might as well be like you're not wearing anything at all, which leaves this empty, and therefore you're missing the benefits of having a trait. Now traits, they add a percentile of an effect. For example, the well-fitted reduces the cost of roll dodge and sprint by 6%. That's a lot, especially if you're wearing heavy armor, and that kind of makes it harder to roll dodge. It costs more to roll dodge when you're wearing heavy armor and stuff, and it's not cool. Gotta wear my fun set though. Alright, but yeah, that's what we're pretty much going for.